Buenas, Safade. The Committee on Rules is called back to order. The rules of engagement, again, we're recessing our meeting from yesterday. The rules of engagement, the chair will recognize a member who raises their hand to make a motion. The chair will rule a member out of order if they have not been recognized by the chair, and the chair will note that a second to a motion is not required. The Court Director, Ms. Cameron Nelson, will now call the roll of members.
Chairperson, Senator Barnett. Vice Chairperson, Senator Perez. Speaker Terlahi. Vice Speaker Munya Barnes. Senator Shelton.
Hafaday.
Senator Parkinson. Senator Kanata. Senator San Augustine. Senator San Nicolas. Senator Brown. Senator Duenas. Senator Fisher. Senator Titagui. Mr. Chair, there is a quorum.
Sidos Masi, Madam Director. The chair will now recognize Vice Chair on the motion to excuse members not present.
So move, Mr. Chair.
Any objection? Hearing none. Colleagues, the core meeting minutes can be found in the Google Drive folder dated 9/11/24, labeled 3, approval of 37th Guam Legislature core meeting minutes. The chair will now recognize the Vice Chair on a motion to approve the core meeting minutes for the August 5th, 2024 meeting.
I move to approve the minutes pending any corrections.
Are there any objections? Hearing none, motion passes. I will now move on to item number 4 on the core agenda, document tracking. I'll recognize our Legislative Secretary, Senator Amanda Shelton, who is prepared. Go ahead. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair, Hafaday colleagues. The Legislative Secretary report today is as follows. This document can also be found in the Google Drive. Appointments by the Governor. There have been 115 appointments submitted by Governor Leon Guerrero to date. A total of 89 appointments have been confirmed. 4 appointments were confirmed in our last session in August 2024. Of the remaining 26 appointments, there are pending confirmations, 5 withdrawals, and 11 have extended beyond their authorized 90-day deadline. There are 2 zone change requests at this time, 9 rules and regulation requests. 3 bills have been introduced and 3 bills are now law. 5 have lapsed by default, and we also have 4 registered lobbyists.
Sidos Masi, Senator Shelton.
Yes,
Speaker.
thank you. On the rules and regulations report, I just wanted to report that we've requested a change to this document where it says lapse by default on the proposed rules and regs for the Criminal Injuries Compensation Commission, because those were actually retracted by the Attorney General. He's going to amend them and resubmit. So they're not lapsed by law, just that one.
Okay. Sidos Masi. Senator Shelton, thank you. We'll now move to the next item on the agenda, sub-item B, ratification of referral, re-referrals. Colleagues, these documents can be found in the Google Drive folder labeled 04B, legislative item logs. Can I get a motion to ratify the referral of bill number 332-37 COR 333-37 LS and 334-37 LS 336-37 core through 339-37 core 340-37 LS through 343-37 LS? Any objection? Hearing none, motion passes. Does the chair hear a motion to ratify the referrals of resolution number 472-37 LS? Okay, no objection, motion passes. How about a motion to ratify the referrals of appointments? No objections, motion passes. We'll now move to items cleared for consideration of the session agenda. Committee reports for the following items have been duly filed with the Committee on Rules, and that's listed here on the agenda. And then there's a subsequent document that you guys have that includes other bills that have been cleared after the notice was sent out. And we have an additional bill that was also cleared by Committee on Rules. What is it? Bill 247. Speaker Terlahi.
Sidos Masi, Mr. Chair. I'd like to move to place on the session agenda bill number 327-37 COR as amended by the committee. This is introduced by myself. It's an act to authorize the extension of the term of the lease between the Guam Ancestral Lands Commission and the AT&T Corp. for lot number 10192, Municipality of Dedido, and the building thereon. 327.
On the motion,
This is for 5 years. This is one of their options is for 5 years, yeah.
yeah. So on the motion to add bill number 32737 core? Any objection? Hearing none, motion carries. Speaker?
This is Mossy. I'd also like to move to place bill number 334-37LS, an act to add a new section 75A126 to Article 1, Chapter 75A, Title 21, Guam Code annotated relative to removing legal clouds on the existing leases issued by the Chamorro Land Trust Commission. This is 334.
On the motion, any objection? Motion carries. Speaker?
Thank you. I'd also like to place Bill 247. This is not on the list. It's the one that was just added. So this is an act to amend sections 6118 and 6A118 of Chapter 6 and 6A, Title 18, Guam Administrative Rules and Regs, relative to the approval of leases for certain eligible occupants of the Chamorro Land Trust. 247.
On the motion, 247, any objection? Hearing none, motion carries. Speaker?
Susan Masi, I'd like to move to add bill number 286. This is an act to amend section 6105B of Article 1, Chapter 6, Title 12, GCA, relative to providing free bus passes valid for 30 days to those who lack access to reliable transportation. That's 286.
On the motion, add bill 286, is any objection? Hearing none, motion carries.
One more. I've got motion to place bill 338-37 COR. Oh, wait, is that one ready? 338-37 COR. It's amended by committee. An act to amend section 3207 and add a new 3229.1 to Article 2, Chapter 3, Title 11, Guam Code annotated relative to adding a new instructional tasting license.
On the motion, bill 338, any objection? Motion carries.
And I'd like to move for Senator Hahn resolution number 447. This is a substantive resolution that it be added to the agenda as well. 447 is, relative requesting the United States Secretary of Transportation to authorize a 24-hour consecutive month exemption to expand cargo and passenger flexibility at AP Wampet Airport.
On the motion to add resolution 447, any objection? Hearing none, motion carries.
All right,
Thank
and
you.
then,
Senator San Augustine?
oh, just one more, yeah.
Oh, sorry, Speaker.
Just want to make sure, so I did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can I try this bill number 222, an act to reserve lot 24171R7, the former Department of Public Health Social Services main building in Manila for immediate use by the Department of Public Health and Social Services.
On the motion, 222, any objection? Hearing none, motion carries.
That's good.
Senator San Augustine?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Bill 295 is introduced I'm introducing this on behalf of Vice Speaker Tina Rose Junior Barnes, as amended by the Committee on General Government Operation and Appropriation, an act to amend Section 8104A5A and 8104A5B to renumber 8104ABC as 8104A5D and to add a new Section 8104A5C, all of Chapter 8, Title 5, Guam Code annotated relative to modernizing public hearing notice requirements by authorizing the posting of public notices in local licensed electronic newspaper and websites.
On the motion, bill 295, any objection? There's been an objection. All those in favor of placing bill 295 on the session agenda, please raise your hands. Motion fails.
Okay, the other one is, Mr. Chair, is resolution, stand by. Resolution number 441-37. And this is a reference to, I think it was, relative expressing support of HR 8786, introduced the United States House of Representatives seeks to provide for a cabotage exemption for foreign air carriers landing in Guam or the Northern Marianas. 441.
On the motion to add resolution 441 to the agenda, any objection? Hearing none, motion carries.
Nothing further.
Okay, thank you. Senator San Nicolas?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like to make a motion to add good morning, everyone. Move to place Bill number 290-37LS onto the session agenda. Bill 290-37LS was introduced by myself, and it's an act to add a new subsection 12130 to Article 1, Chapter 12, Title 12, Guam Code annotated relative to prohibiting the disconnecting of utility services on Fridays.
What's the number again?
290.
On the motion to add Bill 290, any objection? There's been an objection. All those in favor of placing the bill, please raise your hand. Fail? Motion fails.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. That's it.
Sidos Masi, Senator San Nicolas. Senator Kanata?
Mic check, 1, 2.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move to place Bill 321-37LS as amended by the Committee on General Government Operations and Appropriations, introduced by Roy B. Canazza, Joseph S. Augustine, Senator Chris Barnett, Amanda Shelton, Tomas J. Fisher, William A. Parkinson, Dwayne San Nicolas, Tina Rose Munoz Barnes, Jesse A. Lujan, an act to appropriate the sum of $7 million to the Guam Department of Education from the unappropriate unencumbered excess FY 2024 General Fund revenues to cover the costs associated with rebuilding the Simon A. Sanchez High School campus and leasing a temporary campus. Committee report was filed in Coro on September 4th, 2024, and is available on the Guam Legislature's website. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Sidos Masi, Senator Kanata. On the motion to add Bill 321 to the agenda, any objection? Hearing none, motion carries. There's been an objection. All those in favor signify by raising your hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Motion carries.
Mr. Chair,
Senator Kanata.
I move to place Bill 174-37 Core as amended by the Committee on Environment, Revenue and Taxation, Labor, Procurement, Statistics, Research, and Planning, and further amended by the committee, introduced by Roy A. B. Canata, Joseph San Augustine, Sabina Perez, Therese M. Chalahi, Chris Barnett, Senator Dwayne T.D. San Nicolas, Amanda L. Shelton, Tina Rose Munoz Barnes, William A. Parkinson, Tomas J. Fisher, an act to amend subsection 3102 of Chapter 3, Title 16 Guam Code annotated relative to creating 8-year driver's license issued that aligns with the maximum renewal period allowed under the Real ID Act. The committee report was filed with CORE on May 9, 2024, and is available on the legislature's website. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
On the motion to add Bill 174 to the agenda, any objection? Hearing none, motion carries. Senator Kanata.
Mr. Chair, I would like to move Bill 328-37 Core, introduced by myself, Roy A. B. Kanata, Dwayne T.D. San Nicolas, Tina Rose Munoz Barnes, an act to amend subsection 5707A of Article 12, Chapter 5, Title 5, Guam Code annotated, and to amend subsection 1913C of Chapter 19, Title 1, Guam Code annotated relative to the procedure for judicial review of the decisions made by the public auditor and the procurement appeals of procedures for the implementation of audit recommendations by its agencies. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Sidos Masi, Senator Kanata. On the motion to add Bill 328, any objection? Motion carries. Senator San Augustine to recognize.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And I'd like to add Bill number 193 LS as amended by the Committee on Environment, Revenue and Taxation, Labor, Procurement, and Statistics, Research, and Planning. The bill was introduced by myself, Senator Joe S. San Augustine, co-sponsored by Senator Ted Tyree, Senator Roy Canada, Senator Dwayne Snickers. An act to add a new Chapter 10 and Chapter 11 to Division 1, Title 11, Guam Code Annotated, and to add a new Chapter 98 to Division 4, Title 10, Guam Code Annotated, relative to establishing an electronic nicotine delivery system, ENDS, product tax and licensing, which shall be cited as the ENDS Excise Act of 2023, and establish a Department of Revenue and Taxation revolving fund and a Guam Memorial Hospital Authority revolving fund.
On the motion to place bill number 193, any objection? Hearing none, motion carries. Senator Paris?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move to place Bill 124-37 COR as amended by the Committee on Environment, Revenue and Taxation, Labor, Procurement, Statistics, Research, and Planning, sponsored by Sabina Flores Perez, Speaker Therese Chalahi, Senator Joanne Brown, and act to add Section 15103.1 to Chapter 15, Title 22 Guam Code Annotated, relative to establishing a Uniform Certificate of Authority application on the session agenda.
On the motion to add bill 124, any objection? Hearing none, motion carries. Senator Paris?
I move to also place Bill 249-37 COR as amended by the Committee on Environment, Revenue and Taxation, Labor, Procurement, Statistics, Research, and Planning, and further amended by the committee, sponsored by myself, Senator Sabina Flores Perez, Speaker Teresa Terlahi, and Senator Chris Barnett. It's an act to add a new Section 1203.1 to Chapter 1, Title 5, and a new Section 45112 to Article 1, Chapter 45, Title 10, Guam Code Annotated, relative to allowing the Bureau of Statistics and Plans, Guam Coastal Management Program, and the Guam Environmental Protection Agency to hire environmental law attorneys for their exclusive use onto the session agenda.
On the motion to place bill 249, any objection? Hearing none, motion carries. Senator Paris?
I also move to place resolution number 325-37 LS as amended by the author, Senator Sabina Flores Perez, relative to preserving one of the most valuable cultural sites in the Marianas Archipelago by identifying an alternative location for the Ratification Wildlife Refuge Center and its associated facilities pursuant to the planned relocation prescribed in the May 2020 Memorandum of Agreement between the Department of Interior and the Department of Navy in order to prevent further unnecessary environmental and cultural destruction, and relative to urging DOI and DON to fully recognize the indigenous rights of the original landowners of lands concerned, further indigenous rights inextricable from the genuine protection of such lands, onto the session agenda.
On the motion to place resolution 325, any objection? Hearing none, motion carries. Okay, Senator Tydegui?
Good afternoon, colleagues. And I would like to make a motion to move to place Bill number 293-37 COR, introduced by myself, Senator Joanne Brown, Senator Chris Barnett, Senator Frank Blas Jr., Senator Joe San Augustine, Senator Chris Duenas, and Senator Jesse Lujan. And this is an act to add a new 58.61 to Chapter 58 of Title 9 of the Guam Code Annotated relative to the use of alcohol and controlled substance within detention of the correctional facility.
On the motion to add bill 293, any objection? Hearing none, motion carries.
Mr. Chair, that's all I have right now, and Senator Brown, but I do have a comment I'd like to make.
Okay.
If we're not done yet, and then I'll
Speaker
hold.
Terlahi's got something.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you, Senator
Yes.
Tydegui. Speaker?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I forgot one. Can I make a motion, please, to add Resolution 433-37? This is relative to requesting from the Secretary of the U.S. Department of Defense the unclassified version of the independent assessment of the integrated air and missile defense architecture to defend Guam, which was authorized by U.S. Public Law 117-263 and commissioned by the U.S. Department of Defense from Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Lincoln Lab in 2023.
On the motion, resolution 433, any objection? Hearing none, motion carries. Senator Kanata? Yeah?
Okay. Mr. Chair, I move to place the appointment of Romy A. Angel to serve as a member of the Guam Housing Corporation Board of Directors for the term of 6 years. Committee report was filed and uploaded on the website on September 11, 2024 at 11:15 a.m.
On the motion to add Romy and Angel to the agenda, any objection? Hearing none, motion carries. Senator Kanata?
I move to place the appointment of Gustavo A. Morales to serve as a member of the Guam Housing Corporation Board of Directors for a term of 6 years. The committee report was filed and uploaded on the website September 11 at 10:17 a.m. as well.
On the motion, any objection? Hearing none, motion carries.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move to place the appointment of Abner V. Mariano, P.E., RCDD, LEED, AP, BD, plus C, to serve as a member of the Guam Building Code Council for the term of 5 years. The committee report was filed and uploaded on the website on September 11, 2024 at 11:03 a.m.
On the motion to add Mr. Mariano, PE, RCDD, LEED, AP, BD, and C, any objection? Hearing none, motion carries. Okay, yeah. You good? Speaker?
Mrs. Masi, yes, I've got I'd like to make a motion to place the nomination of Attorney Sean E. Brown as Magistrate Judge of the Superior Court of Guam onto our session agenda.
On the motion, any objection? Hearing none, motion carries.
I'd like to make the I'd like to make a motion to place the nomination of Gregory J. Cruz as a member of Respiratory Therapy Representative to the Guam Board of Allied Health Examiners onto the session agenda.
On the motion, any objection? Hearing none, motion carries.
Mrs. Masi, colleagues, I'd like to place a nomination of Dr. Lisa D. Flores as a member of the Criminal Injuries Compensation Commission onto the session agenda.
On the motion, any objection? Hearing none, motion carries.
And I'd like to place the nomination of Jeffrey John P. Ibanez as a member of the Chamorro Land Trust Commission onto the session agenda.
On the motion, any objection? Hearing none, motion carries.
Mrs. Masi, colleagues.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Senator Paris?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move to place Kathleen D. Moore-Lynn as a member of the Guam Environmental Protection Agency Board of Directors onto the session agenda.
Sidus Masi. On the motion, any objection? Hearing none, motion carries. Can you?
I move to adopt the session agenda.
Any?
Are we
did
going to
you
have
have
some comments first?
Senator Titlery?
Maybe we can. Thank you, Mr. Chair, for recognizing me, and again, to my colleagues, good afternoon. Mr. Chair, we just had recently a message from the governor with her signature of the budget bill and her concern about, finances, making comments and references, and in fact, even striking out $200,000 from Department of Public Health and Social Services, as well as another agency. So, Mr. Chair, I'm just curious as to why we are allowing, when we had mentioned about a substitute budget bill, or I'm probably not saying the substitute budget bill, another bill coming up to talk about the finances of how much money we really have, the reality of it, and then moving towards spending some of that funding from the CRER that's going to be coming out very shortly to see. It's probably going to be a little bit more than 27 million in excess revenue. But my concern is here we're placing Bill 321-37, which we all know we want to ensure that Simon Sanchez High School receives everything that they need to open their school. But here we have $7 million, and I'm just curious, Mr. Chair, where are we going to get this funding from? Maybe the author of the legislation can let us know where this money is going to come from, and ask my colleagues that in consideration of this new substituted version of the budget bill, or not substituted, but a budget bill that What is it, Mr. Chair of OFB? Supplemental, that's it. Thank you, Senator Paris. A supplemental budget bill that's going to come up with the real reality of how much money that we have and where we're going to put this funding, because we all know that Guam Memorial Hospital was shortchanged. We know that public health was shortchanged, and of course, DOE was shortchanged. And this $27 million is not going to cover everybody's wish list. So I just thought that if we're going to put any kind of appropriations on this session agenda, that we need to be considerate of this supplemental budget that was mentioned during budget session and discuss how this money is going to be spent. So I asked my colleagues, if anybody knows where this $7 million is going to come from, is it excess revenue from FY24? Or is it potential excess revenue for FY25? So I'm just asking the author of the legislation where this money is going to come from, $7 million. That's my comment and a question. Yeah.
Thank you for your comment, Senator Titlegy.
Okay, if nobody
responsive.
wants to answer my question, then okay, we'll just hide behind silence. That doesn't get
Nobody's
anybody
hiding
anywhere.
right here. Thank you, Senator Tello.
Hide behind silence.
Senator
Okay.
Paris. Senator Paris, on the motion, we had a motion to adopt the session agenda. Any objection? Hearing no objection, motion carries.
Yeah, he said motion to adjourn.
We have a Senator San Augustine motion to adjourn. Any objections? Hearing none, motion carries.